that tangent at all.
Honorable Kofi Adams, yansha siem film Rashebedwemene Mampeni Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the last state of the nation or the atudwa or so minor sikasem no ejina yie wonya wo manto emma wo bia so obi beka so minor e say die sikasem nye waja Ghana for wo light mu wanya wo minor wo sum
o sa asem na okai no na wo gidie wo na Mampeni ka
me
because one kasa wonim say nya Mampeni ka no na enye nokure
oni eti
nya na Mampeni yan oti ho a obegina ho a wo ka ne nyina no na wonim say enye nokure nya wo ka yeso ana maybe nokure ewo mu kakra so ehu say wambo ne ho mmode, and I will try to analyze each of them step by step for the understanding of unity for. First and foremost, Mampeni si yenye we are not a broke country. We are not broke and I want to mean to our yek. For the first time no. That time I was say Umofreya cultural Musofia or resource beba bontino resource into member. Now the Wayek has to speak, threaten Omokasa ya Azana 25 million bikoye. Omosa kasa Azana another 35 million. So ekono nketinketi to say omu vote na omunya ye no support nketinketi Zana na eko o de ka be just 118 million. Obia also we are not a broke country, no, you can't even pay for Wayek. At a point grandma to say they were Wayek is even threatening say omu be yi omu headquarters if we have Eddie Akobe before just because of the way you handle one. Simple Wayek here energy sector debts over $2.5 billion at the whole winter. We say or may or maya okay. Now we are American ambassador Ekushia president-elect. Unim information appeal now the command. We say companies every America or money are buying a dinkita who are buying chiao musika emma. Now you say just America na omokasa. The next day Canada so call ya the same thing and almost so call repeat. They need many more other amaya anyone a dijwa ye nyama or mine yi mu a ontua mahon. Na so Mampeni begina ho a or say oh yes, to some extent it may be true because but omu yi sika no na omu dia kutua ni a ehia to say ambulance spare parts na ya ma contract e dia ma Mampeni ne ma enuanom ene ayonkufo company na ya dia ma ho na ya ko use ambulance employees na e dia ya ambulance no mo issue invoice ama ambulance service yentua emfa mo ho na finance minister obekono na wa release sika say yentua so much sika emfa ma sa company no because they relate the president's family. Enti Mampeni betimi aba begina ho akania hoka say we ye school feeding caterer obeye demonstration akọ gender ministry MP Okaikwe saf dako honorable dako Newman Meka say mamum daha ye be free ha akọ na yentumi ntua mo ye djuma ma aban na aban foforo a eba no ba o mis onu no obeba betua omusika na amam. So we are school feeding caterer. Why ye juma for so many months? Yentia o kana se Mampeni beka say we are not broker. Will you believe that, Mampeni? So we are headmaster of a school. Now when ye duani moi geniama perishables edi ahwe mo free and for so many months. Yemfa sika na mrewa Mampeni beka say we are not broker. Ubejiedi. So we a bone holder. Yama haircut. We are kokra na abrewa. Ukura mpoma wo ye demonstration. Ministry of Finance misika yemfa mamia. Na Mampeni bejina hoka say we are not a broke country. Ubejedi. So we a contractor. Why ye jumama abai? Whether it is supply or road or bibi na yentia oka. No obejina hoka chao say we are not broker. Ubejedi. So clearly, this was a president that was not speaking the truth. This was a president that or say agenda 111. na oka agenda 111 no na yina na yenim say 111 eno mo ye no 111 na information bi a epie ba eno ma yehu say all along all ye no 111 no, na it was just 111 obeye 1113 until no ankasa say agenda 111 na okay say oba beye within 12 months. That was the promise, say within 12 months in 2020 say omo ba beye agenda 111 within 12 months. We nya more than 48 months. Now so we according to him or say wa commission or say 3 now wa commission kwano enye hospital untumi nko ho enkosa wo ho yare because equipment bia ni ho dan keke shell dan no keke na ye wie bibia enim
yade a unim for a fact say she nim because
he commission a shell na nia ye wo ho no it doesn't match up to a hospital standard.
Agenda
111 now commission say wa commission 3 no. What is in there no doesn't match up to a district hospital standard. It didn't make us say a share. A lot of the units, no equipment behind him.
Honorable send me bisa say unim for a fact say a dying yes because me your reporters are omowa sentimentum any videos are omodema from the Ministry of Information ye hu ye no near omoye se bwenye ko bia no de na chese na aka de no e ka ho a e baby po ho no mo mahase ye enyuma bi e wo no mo eti wo de no with assurance committee ne ne mu wonyina no ka ukita dance say hwinim.
Yes, the health committee, especially the minority side, no? I follow up.
Okay.
Yes, a few equipment ewo ebinim and when him say ye pictures e de kirewa mo studio ha amwa ye say adan bi wo ho niame nim na ye ha e de say no wa adwuma ye say every room, every equipment is filled everywhere. So don't rely on your information ministry and you are saying no say you take you over on Tuesday. They take you over here the mobile
into information is from the health committee in parliament.
You take you over here.
That's what
you take you over here on Tuesday 7th year. And Chebia, you better take you over.
But then you can honorable health committee and the actual money
share facility and also we piano. And you say we are hospital, every equipment that is supposed to be in there is in and function. But in any case, so we promising 111 agenda 111 hospitals in 12 months. Now in 4 years, you have done only 3. 3. Assuming I say, but me friend who can find say we bibia. Addo I will say 111 in 12 months. Now 4 years. Now why you 3 pe? 3. We see your months amount. Ebi omoso. I'm happy say honorable asifua ewoha. We see education. 5.7 million Ghanaians have benefited from free SHS. The last time we checked, from the time I come see free SHS, Edibepem nanu die ya admiti wonu. Omo achro BEC. Omundru 5.7 million.
Omundru saying.
Unfortunately, I don't have the figure off head. No. I don't have the figure off head. That's the truth. Me person make kobo any figure bia. But the last check before the last badge was added, there you less than 3.5 million. The last check before the last badge of BEC for Omwachro. Ye the one omo ena ye admit one CCR into free SHS and less than 3.5 million. So we challenge them. At time I hear campaign no more campaign say over 5 million Ghanaians have benefited. No, na say the America. Over 5 million Ghanaians have benefited from free SHS. So we challenge them with data. Say yefa omo achro BEC. Nyina ebum now you drew 5 million.
Yes, sir.
Now you're less than 3.5 million. Now you're less than 3.5 million, and you know that for a fact, because
but you also know that the fact that
you've come from the.
Oh no, do so. Would they take notes?
Say the fact say exams so near 3.5 doesn't mean that they are the beneficiaries of free SHS. It is possible that there were some people who left the school after 1 year or two and took offer or more mature SSE in Kwana the best.
No, I'm not talking about SSE. I'm saying BEC. The Addo secondary school.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. BEC.
Okay.
And yet, say, Wuko omo mucho, omo muko all through muko chro wax in India. And Andrew Hokra. It's even worse. I'm not looking at exiting numbers.
No problem.
I'm not looking at the exiting numbers. Omuko through the process. Omuko chro waxi. And you muna make omo mucho BEC here. So omunyina pass na say omunyina so be secondary school. And no make say it's not up to that number.
Right.
So I don't know where the president was getting his 5.7 million with confidence from. I don't know. Say Dr. Yaweduchum no the number no manu. Say de o minim baby okonya number now hode manu. So the president Ajobreo, that whole free SHS concept, no. Onoanim, the problems are Ediaba. Ebi omuso say, oh, people were pushing for I resisted call for gradual implementation of free SHS. Now, President Akufo-Addo, any gradual na we
gradual ne de
gradual year by year. Akufo-Addo and Kbese oba ye no everybody in free SHS ufa no free. That was not what happened.
Year by year saying.
Year by year, omusha asiye no the first years benefited. Then subsequently they added second batch. Then they added a third batch that covered everybody. Omuba ye no omama every student in secondary school free education. They didn't do that. So I resisted the call for gradual implementation.
And yet, send moya modi progressive free senior high school in work and say, Nedi and yes,
our progressive was to deal with what? You see, we are covering these students and some selected borders on scholarship subsequently. Who progressive now, we say, for everybody in a particular year from first year. 1 year now. So you cannot describe a project as free secondary senior high school. Now more form 2 and form 3 no, they are not benefiting some because form 2 for no monka senior higher now. More form 2 at that time no monka secondary school one. But they were calling it free SHS or a wholesale. Meanwhile more form 2 or more form 3. We're not benefiting from it. That is my understanding of also your gradual graded introduction of that program. So the president cannot come in. Ebium, as usual of him, oblame COVID-19. Forgetting say yare na eba ye no Ghana efa ho ejiji sika bebre including besine yegusu a ye ne oman a COVID ba yare ba ye no yeji yare ho tax Sempa FM yen ena ye oman a yare ba ya nkofo bebre efa ho aboa nipa aboa businesses no oman Ghana ha yegusu a yeji yare no ho tax nanso utie na wo hwe auditor general report the special audit report now oyefa COVID-19 expenditures one a bon seriously utie now wo hwe evidences e kwan o mo fa so expend COVID-19 sika at least o candidates osanso contest biom e was an gubium say ono no de no yemano 100,000 the executive de no so ayema hon 50,000 ono sa de ne de no so e ko ka omo ho say mu station hana mo interview honorable Cynthia Mamle Morrison say na ye accusing ni say oh yeah minister for gender no ye invest abra no ye na jo say or call independent and obekasa say oh no sorry as gender minister no onye responsible for side duane na omo say omo eye chiche no ono ni say onim ho hwe omo hana obekasa na akoso ntia the then gender minister at the time I see yanye duane di ama nipa no will be threatening say ye piano a obekasa who relate to the auditor general's report ekwaya ye fa so the Sputnik V adia na ye tonu ewo bebia for less than $8 no Ghana de na ye 18 and 19.5 omo de je ye bisa minister no say I wasn't thinking right. So how can you blame the disease for one kasa or mess na wakose omaino? So clearly picking that biomunu mampeni say there was parliamentary audit of COVID-19 expenditure. Parliamentary audit be na yaye. Honorable se for not here. Parliament in audit of any COVID-19 expenditure bia. So again the president peddle falsehood. Me person make say obedi intro. He peddled falsehood. Say Parliament did an audit of the COVID-19 expenditures. The only thing Parliament pried into was the Sputnik V. And no Parliament investigated the Sputnik V. Maybe I must see shaky be and I bet that emoji Parliament, and that report was even never considered because the majority side frustrated the consideration of that report. Now, by Monday the 6th, this parliament stand dissolved. I don't know how the next parliament report in it means that the process must start again. A committee would have to be said. Parliament is minded and say NDC to test. We can do whatever it is that we want to do with the report. Says here no frustration in terms of fight against proye any catastrophe. Eba you say you bet me aye report unwejuma.
Mbet me to test na aye papa nko e be
of course papa nko na na say papa nko na say na first time NDC nya more than 2 tests in parliament. In 1992 our boycotted parliamentary elections not 2 tests be 133 but now you could 189 seats. Yan fine ye boni bia.
Enya boni assecho decisions are taking in
and I make us say the parliament too, some of the say we share the history of parliament. Some of the best decisions were taken in the first parliament. Some of the best decisions were taken in the first parliament. Abra na yukura 189 and MP before kura ewa bonti now omuni parliament. So we intend to use these are numbers but in asema mampini ediba parliament and telling us say he is living as a good economy. What good economy? You took an economy of a debt level of 120 billion and a car yede and over 800 billion. First quarter votes in advance of what appropriation now when him say out of the 68 billion now it's estimated to be spent in the first quarter over 20 billion kwa interest payment 20 billion over 20 billion interest payment. It should tell you that debt eka kesepa no modi ayeden abeguye so and na interest payment nkwa over 20 billion out of the 68 billion to be estimated to be expended in just more than even the emoluments. Emoluments was about just 16 billion or thereabout, but interest nkwa over 20 billion. So you pick a country at the debt level of 120 billion in over 80 billion. Inflation at 15%, and 24%. Meaning unemployment rate at 8.4%, and 15%. CD to dollar. Those times now when you're just 3.8 Ghana CD to get $1, and then we hear almost 17 CD to get $1. Say commodity prices look, petrol a gallon of petrol was going for less than 15 cedi, and a gallon of petrol is going for over 70 cedis. This is the economy that you are trashing onto us, and you sit there and say the economy is buoyant. How buoyant is the economy? I want to mean service, simple debts, want to mean simple things like WAEC. So clearly, the confidence levels in the economy is down. And nothing and confirm person investing in long-term bonds anymore, as far as our being concerned. And the then omuko for short-term treasury bills, 91-day treasury bills, no margin, and no and banks because people are borrowing from banks to do businesses at over 30%. How can you say this economy a good economy now you handing over? An economy business person who bobesia Vincent here himself a business pa who bobesia na the busia no at over 30%. And then now be free.
Over time now 28%.
So 28 and then now you've taken it to over 30 despite all the buffers now despite all the buffers now new oil funds. The Sankofa was not there. The 10 field was not there. All that has been added. No, the ESLA was not there. Now the ESLA to help you deal with your energy sector levy. The Ghana Investment and Infrastructure Fund who disikano ekutia for Sky Trainer anyhow. Utamibisu ekutia Pualugu multipurpose dam yenye shi ewo. Udibisu kutia Muta Angel $2.57 million omayo motorway kwan abra omunye shi. That was how our monies were being wasted. Now Ubejina Hall say you've left a good economy. What kind of good economy? So clearly, Mampeni just came to repeat the same things that he has been repeating, blaming COVID for the failures. Russia and Ukraine got mentioned because he couldn't have concluded without blaming Russia and then Ukraine war. Look, Omaya, you say you are investing in planting for food and jobs. Look at the economy. Look at the contribution of agriculture, very low. The sector employ over 60% of your people. The contribution to your GDP, very, very low. Now we say, why are they? I think that the president has failed, and near yen deputy leader, minority leader we agree with him and even more. Or say for the first time, Mampeni promises in March of 2024, Yabe commission Yankupon na sorry dying cathedral na yasum ewo ho. Ene ewa dane say swimming pool, say dam, say den. Mampeni anka ho asem was running away from it for the first time. Adenti. On pesa obeka, yesi Yankupon kra wadada Yankupon. So it's not been a good record for this president and this government. He's not left. But you better go into the details. By the time you better present a first budget and policy statement to Parliament somewhere maybe in February, March to really approve President Mahama on Rankasane budget and policy statement. And we will begin to see even much more than what we have talked about now. Ghana Bonia and Kosu. The president didn't fight Galamsey. Economic corruption, environmental corruption, moral corruption. Yeah, that's it. Honorable Vincent Sumame.